Hi everyone, welcome to Relatively Refined. My name is Patty. In today's video, we are going to get to decorating. So in my last video, I shared with you my haul of some new autumn purchases, some autumn items that I have around my house. And today we're going to go take a look at my linen collection for fall, and we're going to decorate the house. And I will share with you my house in all its autumn glory. These are small swaps, small changes that make a big impact. So let's now get over to my fall linen collection.
Okay, I have a lot of fall linens, and I thought I would lay them out and kind of pick your brain and see what your thoughts are about what linens I should put and where. But in the meantime, I also thought it would just be fun to kind of look at the linens. Now, the reason I have this bowl of pears here is I'm likely going to have some kind of pears or apples as a centerpiece, and these are from my pear tree, and I just love these colors. So if you can envision a centerpiece with these colors, that's kind of what I'm going for. But let me show you what I have. I'll start here in the centerpiece. In the center, this is the only tablecloth I have. So I'm looking at what to put on my table. So here I have this round table, and you can see I just right for summer had this really sweet blue and white checked runner. It's a pretty small table. So I'm looking for what to put on this table, and I also need to replace the top of my hunt board and possibly my coffee table. So I pulled out 3 sets of fall napkins, which I love. Have this gorgeous block print in this really pretty brown color. And then this is my personal favorite, just in general, but not necessarily for the table. It is this kind of grayish check. The reason I love this one is because the way it feels. It has just a really nice feel to it. So anyway, but looks wise, it is this really beautiful check in kind of a beigey grayish. And then this one, I absolutely love these napkins. These are bee napkins in, again, this kind of fall gray brown tone. So these are the 3 napkins. Now, I will say I like the palette of these a little bit better than these. However, I don't know. I'll have to see where everything else lands. Now, this is my tablecloth. This I've never used. It is, I think it's a square. I have a round table, but round tablecloths are hard to find. So I thought this would be pretty for the fall. It's a black background with golds and browns and reds. And I thought that would be make a beautiful fall tablecloth. However, I don't typically use a tablecloth. I typically use a runner. So let's look at my runner selection. This, I've used this one a ton. I love this table runner. It has just this kind of plaid tone on tone look. It's a little bit farmhouse, a little bit country. I just love it. It is a nice neutral that literally goes with everything. And it's maybe more in the palette of this brown. Is that? I don't know. It goes really well with these 3. Look really nice together. Now, next up, we have a couple of April Cornell. This one is gorgeous fall grape leaves and grapes. I love the color palette on this. And this one and this one look beautiful with the dark wood. And then this one is new. I got this, I don't even know if I've shown you all this. This one I got, I think over the winter. It was on sale, maybe right around Christmas time. And it's a table runner in this really gorgeous blue and with some rust and orange and yellow. So pretty. Absolutely beautiful. I love these colors in early fall. I feel like some of these the darkers, maybe in late fall toward Thanksgiving. Now, the only thing I don't love about this one is there's not as much of a contrast you can see with my table. So that's something to think about. Then this one is one of my favorites. I consigned this last winter. Got it at excuse me, I didn't consign it. I purchased it at a consignment shop last winter. And I absolutely love this one. I love black with fruit. It's just so colonial to me, so beautiful. And I think this has more of a harvest vibe to it. So maybe more like a late fall. I love to see this around Thanksgiving. So I'm not sure, but it does look really nice with these placemats. So if you recall, over the summer, I purchased these placemats at a tag sale, and they're gorgeous. And I thought the colors for fall are so beautiful. This kind of like, I don't know, wine color, Cabernet color, so pretty. So I like this with the black. I like these together. And then my favorite placemats, I have several of these. My favorite placemats are over here. And of course they are fruit, and I love the pears. So, you know, I can use these with a table runner. So for instance, and I only have two, but there are only generally two of us here for dinner. I love this with this. I like this look a lot. I also like it with this table runner. So there's some options, a lot of options that I have here. I have some table runners, I have some placemats, and I have a full-on tablecloth. So I'm going to play around with my linens. I'm going to see what I like on the table, what I like on my hunt board, and then what I like on my coffee table, which I think I know which one I like on my coffee table, but we'll see. So I have some work to do. I'm going to play around with all these pretty fall linens. And you know, this has been a really fun thing to do, to kind of pull out all of the linens that I have that are of fall, autumnal colors and themed, and kind of lay them out. And then you can see what they look like next to the wood, next to the napkins. You know, we all get in a rut and we get used to what we love and what we put on every year. Every year I use this one right here, but it's fun to mix it up and play around and see what maybe you can find a new favorite. And you know what? If you don't love it, you just change it. That is the beauty of these simple swaps. You don't have to live with them forever. This is not construction. This is a simple decor item. So let me fiddle around with these, and then I'll show you kind of where I landed. Since this was in the package when I was showing you, I thought I'd show it to you. I should have turned a light on. It's kind of dark in here. Hopefully you can see, but look at the colors. Aren't they beautiful? Beautiful. So I just wanted you to see it outside of the plastic. I think it's lovely on this table. All right, everybody, let's do a nice little home tour for the fall. This is an early fall home tour, but I thought it would be nice to give you an overview of the layout. Now, this tour is going to consist of just 3 main rooms, the 3 main rooms that we primarily live in. So I'm at the back of my house facing the front. So there's my living room where you see the 3 windows, my eat-in dining area, and the kitchen. Here is another angle as if I am coming through my front door. looking into the kitchen and to the living room and the dining area. So let's focus on these three spaces. And let's start here in the living room as we are coming through the front door and see what little touches we have for fall. So over here, I have kept these books. I think they're perfect for fall, brown and green. I have swapped out the Christmas cactus for this beautiful mum. I love blue and orange together. This is my favorite color of mum. So pretty. And I have lit that fabulous Bath and Body Works candle, and I wish you could smell how amazing it smells in here. This side table is one of my favorite pieces I purchased at the local antique store, and I just love to see some black elements in my home. And this is so perfect for fall with the gold detailing. Then moving over here on my chair, I have put this kind of copper colored block print pillow, and that's it. A blanket on the ottoman. And on this pie crust table here in front of the windows, this is hard to film because of the light behind it. So let me try to slowly move. What I did here was I simply added these pheasants. I like a lot of space on this table because this is kind of my chair and table where I like to read or watch TV, especially in the fall, autumn evenings. So I like a lot of space there to put my teacup and various things. Let me go slowly over to the corner, and then I'm going to put this window to my back so that it will be a little bit easier for you to see what I'm doing. So in this corner, again, I like to have space to put things, but I did put the coasters over here. These were just the black paper coasters that I picked up from Amazon, but what the real star of the show here is the coaster caddy. Otherwise, nothing new over here. Now, when I get more fall decor, more little pumpkins, I will probably put a little gourd or pumpkin there just for a little bit of color. Here is an overview of the couch. Now, when you have a sectional, pillows would traditionally go in the corners, and then you can layer them and possibly a lumbar pillow in the middle, but you want to make sure you have ample seating. So I avoid that section. I put these two beautiful 24-inch down inserted corduroy beige pillows that I got at I think I got these at the Goodwill maybe. They are so nice. I use those as an anchor. And then in front of it, I have my very favorite pillow. This is from Ballard Designs. This is this beautiful block print pillow with these gorgeous eggplant and green tones. Now, it does lack color, and so I will be looking for more, but I kind of like the neutral, especially because I did end up using this April Cornell table runner. So here on my coffee table, I have this beautiful April Cornell table runner that I showed you. I just love these colors so much. And how gorgeous do they look on my cherry coffee table. Then I have this beautiful thrifted tray, which I think I got at the Habitat for Humanity. It's just a huge wooden tray. I love it. So easy to move if you want to have snacks or whatever out here. And speak of snacks, I do keep my napkin box of cocktail napkins because we are empty nesters, and so we very often have snacks in here. In addition, I have some fall magazines out and the book that my husband is currently reading, which he absolutely loves. So that is that. Well, I made a change. I put these pretty green pillow covers in the back corners of the couch. I thought they sort of looked nice with this table runner. What do you think? I guess they're like a greenish blue. These were the ones I recently thrifted, and I kind of like them. I know they're not as fall-ish as the camel colored ones, but I don't know, I kind of like the color. So I'm gonna live with this for a minute and let me know what you think. Now let's head into the kitchen and dining area as promised. Here is my kitchen table, and I opted for this beautiful William Morris inspired tablecloth. I love this. I tried so many options, and I just thought this one was the most beautiful. And what I also love about it is because it is so colorful and it really anchors the space, you need very little on the table. So I opted for no napkins or placemats. And in fact, I kept my Lazy Susan on here because I thought it didn't detract from the pattern. I thought it was simple enough. And this is what I like to keep on my table. It's what we use every day. So we have like our butter dish. I did swap out my Nora Fleming charm. This is my salt and pepper mill. And I put in my University of Kentucky football helmet because it is college football season, one of our favorite times of the year. And this makes for a very, very simple table. And when you walk in, it is such a pretty sight to see. I love this. On my hunt board, I also went pretty simple. I do love to bring out brass and golds and browns for fall. And so I brought out these Baldwin brass candle holders, just low profile ones. I also opted for my April Cornell table runner. This is an oldie but a goodie, and I really like the light color with the cherry wood. Here are those taper candles I purchased, and they look so beautiful with this table runner. And as I think I mentioned in another video, these candles go with every single linen I own. So on my hunt board in the center, I just have a basket of fruit. Now, I considered doing something much more elaborate, but the centerpiece of my table, the Lazy Susan, gets moved here when we eat. So I really need to have something that is portable and simple here that I can move around. These are faux apples, but trust me when I say I have real pears to go out and pick right now to put in here. I also put these napkins here because they are my favorite. I recognize they don't match exactly, but they're here to grab, and I just love those so much. I had to put them out. Also on my hunt board, on my Keurig, I have my new paper to go cups all ready for somebody to come visit. And finally, over here on this extra chair, I put the little round tufted accent pillow in this pretty oatmeal color. So I think this is a very simple but beautiful look. Let me back up so you can see. Here is what it looks like from my kitchen. This is the view. I think it is beautiful. This tablecloth is just lovely. I will link it in the description box. Now from my table, here is a view of my kitchen. I realize I don't put a lot out, and that is by design. I really like to cook. I like to have plenty of surfaces to work with, and this just is the look that I love. So let me show you what I've got. Now, I love to use in-season fruits, vegetables, produce, anything that is seasonal, and this is all from my garden.
A simple bouquet of sunflowers is also a great way to get an early fall look and a beautiful centerpiece for my island.
And the only thing I did over here was I did swap out my dish towel. I don't have a fall dish towel, so I put this one here, and I will continue to look for a nice fall dish towel. But in the meantime, I think this one is a nice neutral and simple. And then in honor of fall, cooler weather, I put out this beautiful vignette. This tray is so gorgeous. This is a perfect charcuterie tray. I have another one that is long. This round one is great because I can put it, as you can see, on a plate rest. My husband got this for me for my birthday. It is made by a local artisan. Signed on the back. I will link his products if he has them. I think he does have a website. He makes this, sells these at the local kitchen store as well. And he donated this to a silent auction at the golf course. So my husband bid on it and won it. And that was one of my birthday gifts. So I absolutely love the black band with my black countertop. I think that is just so pretty. And then I have a nice Pinot Noir and a couple of glasses, again, all ready for a nice evening of wine and cheese. So let me back away and just give you a final overview of my kitchen, dining area, and my living room.
I want to thank you all for spending some time with me today. I hope you have enjoyed touring my home as I decorated it for fall of 2025. I want to remind you all, if you enjoyed this video, to please give it a thumbs up. That really helps our channel out. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel. We strive to get out 2 videos a week, and we have lots of fun fall content coming your way. All right, everyone, I want to thank you so much. As always, I've included a couple videos here at the end for you to enjoy until our next upload. Until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.